I think more than anything, to achieve any goal we set for ourselves, for business, family, whatever, not to say that my opinion on this is the right one, but I think it's going to take some grit to achieve anything. Organizationally, familially, athletically.
Yeah.
Right? Your ability can only take you so far. It can only take you so far. And hopefully you have ability combined with grit. But I would rather have grit than have ability. So, especially because you're a bit, no one's immune to challenges. No one's no one's going to be above any challenge. We're all going to face adversity. But I think if we have some grit, I think we'll find a way. Like I said, set a goal, find a way. So my friend Angela Duckworth at University of Pennsylvania, may have heard of her, or some people on the call or listening to this may have. University of Pennsylvania, Wharton professor, really smart lady. Not Michigan, but Wharton's pretty solid, right? Wharton's pretty solid. So she says that grit is passion and perseverance for the long-term vision, for long-term goals. That's true. I think grit does apply to the long term, no doubt. But it also applies to every single day, in my opinion, because how can we expect to achieve the long-term goal if we're not achieving our goals and winning every single day? Michigan's a long-term goal coming from where I came from, being a coma. If I don't win every day, or at least most days, obviously you're gonna have setbacks, but if you're not taking steps day to day to get closer to achieving that long-term vision, how can you expect to? Mm-hmm. So I think grit's defined a little more specifically than just working hard for the long-term goal. So the 4 letters represent 4 key components to grit. But I believe first and foremost, grit's driven by a greater purpose. Working for something bigger than ourselves, your faith, your family, your friends, your teammates, colleagues, the organization, right? Hopefully all of us are somewhat internally driven to be our best every day, but I think having a greater purpose is very important because that purpose, I believe, will drive us to, like I said, set a goal, find a way.
Yeah.
If we're doing it just for ourselves, it'd be nice if I achieved this, but I'm doing it just for me, so it's probably not worth the sacrifice and the effort. But if I realize I got teammates, I got my family is counting on me to achieve this, or whatever it is, right? I think when you have the greater purpose, we'll always do what it takes to overcome and achieve our goals. So greater purpose drives grit. G, growth mindset, views adversity as opportunity. I believe we can grow from anything we experience. Firmly believe it. Yeah. Not the event. Nobody grows from COVID. Nobody grows from tragedies or challenges themselves. I don't grow from the events that happened to me, obviously. But I was determined to find a way to grow from how I was forced to respond.
Yeah.
Right? And like when you lose games in sports, you don't grow from losing, but you grow from, okay, maybe I'm not as good as I thought I was. Here's what I need to work on. Mm-hmm. We lost because we got to play a better defense. Okay. We're going to really, really buckle down on our defense and get or whatever the example is. So growth mindset drives us to make the decision to be resilient. That's the R. R is the decision to be resilient. Mr. Webster, the dictionary, defines resilience as something like, the ability to bounce back to how you were before after experiencing some sort of challenge or adversity or obstacle or something like that. I don't think so, though. I don't think resilience is bouncing back to how you were before. Because after a challenge, you probably never are going to go back to exactly how you were before. Like the world's never going to go back to how it was pre-COVID. Maybe, hopefully, semi-closely, but
different.
But business will never be exactly how it was in 2013 or 2013, like whatever.
Yeah.
2018, 2019.
Changed everything.
Yeah. It won't. It will never be that way. I mean, we got this virtual stuff now. We got this. The remote thing is here to stay to some degree. So.
Which I'm thankful, by the way, we're face to face. I'm so glad that we're able to do this versus
it's different.
Virtual.
Yeah. 100%. Virtual is great. The Connect makes the world smaller. Zoom's great, but you don't get the energy.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at a little camera so resilience is finding a different way to win. The world's. I think if we would have, prepared for this challenge, if we knew this challenge was coming, I don't think the world would have done as well, or we would have thought we would have done as well as we have. Like, what are you going to do if you can't meet in person for better part of a year?
Right.
What are you going to do if...
How are you going to adjust?
How are you going to adjust? I think we've done better than many would have thought. So we found a different way to win. Still got to keep pushing to get better, but we're off to a pretty good start. So the I in grit is integrity. Of course, you all know integrity is about being honest, doing the right thing when no one's looking. Of course, that's true. But in addition, I believe integrity is about following through on our commitments, especially when there's a change in circumstance. So as we were talking about, Coach Beilein offered me a scholarship when I was playing at a pretty high level. June 15th, 2011. The second plane crash happens 9 days later, almost kills me. I'm in a coma for 2 months. I'm in a wheelchair. Coach comes to visit me in the hospital. He didn't know I was ever going to walk. Nobody knew.
Yeah, level 7.
There was a chance I would be in a wheelchair the rest of my life. And this guy said, I can't wait to have you on my team someday. I can't wait to have you on my team someday. Whether you can play or not, you're coming to play for me. You're on my team. We can all do that too, right? Yeah. Like if everybody on every team that we're a part of, whether it's business, family, athletically, whatever it is, if everybody on the team knows that if we make a commitment to them, there's no doubt in their mind that we're going to follow through, regardless of circumstance, that can only help us win, right?
Yeah,
it can only help us win.
100%.
So making a commitment, though, is a very common thing. A lot of people do it. But if the follow through when circumstances change is uncommon, I believe following through on our commitments when there's a change in circumstance is doing the common things in an uncommon way.
Yeah.
Common things in an uncommon way. And the result of doing the common things in an uncommon way consistently is we're going to leave people and places better than we found them. So, last letter of grit is T. T to me is a team first mentality. Every person on every team on the planet has a role, and the role is very important. It's very important. You know, we were talking about earlier, I'm the all-time lowest scoring full scholarship athlete in program history at Michigan. 1 point in 4 years. But coach included me in the program, so he was giving me a role.
Yeah.
It wasn't the role that I wish I had. I would have loved to play. But since I couldn't, I felt I owed it to my team, I owed it to coach, I owed it to my teammates to make the effort to be the best I could be every day. And maybe I did, maybe I didn't. I mean, I'm human. Not every day. You're not going to bring your best every single day, but hopefully, most of the days you are. At least making the effort to. And yeah, I think if we have that team first mentality and just remember that it's not even about us, really. The adversity that we're facing, yeah, it may impact us directly. But if we shift our focus from how the adversity only affects us to how we can use it as a blessing, to be a blessing to the team around us and be a blessing to other people, I'm not going to say that makes it easier to get through it, but I think you can kind of turn negatives into positives by what you choose to focus on. Rather than, this only affects me, okay, this is tough, but I'm going to use this to bless others. I'm going to find a way to. So.